And we are live. Welcome to another edition of the Living the Dream podcast. I'm Beto Duran. It's Monday, doing this live at 11 o'clock on a beautiful Monday afternoon. There was an earthquake this morning, and people from around the country texted me, "Hey, did you feel it? Did you feel it?" No, it was like 4 point something. I didn't feel anything. Thanks everybody for continuing to go and subscribe and rate and rock and all that other good stuff. We're doing it live on YouTube right now. But still, I see you on iTunes and Spotify. Go and download there. Leave comments, subscribe, rate, review, all that other good stuff. Today's guest is Eduardo Gomez. He is an artist who, during the pandemic, was drawing a Dodger a day. That led to me doing Instagram Live with him, which led to him coming out on CBS, him getting a bunch of publicity, not because of me, but that's just what he was doing. And he ended up with a book, all of his artwork. So we're going to talk about that. So before Eduardo joins us, let me give you guys a couple of things of what's going on with me. So if you're watching this tonight, CBS Channel 2, after the championship game, Gonzaga, Baylor, I'll be on with Jim Hill, Meta World Peace, brand new suit. So that'll be up there for you. Also, go and listen on Tuesdays, if you're a baseball fan, 10 o'clock, the Let's Go Ricky Roll podcast with a new edition, Josh Tolley. Those episodes are really, really good. Go back and listen to the last 3 if you need to catch up. They're awesome. And if you are a boxing fan, Thursdays, we got stickers for them. The Thursdays podcast. So check that out every Thursday live at either 8 or 8:30, depending on everybody's schedule. Coach was in Uzbekistan last week, so we were able to do a show from Uzbekistan. And it's pretty cool to see where people are coming from. Got people all over the United States listening. Got people in Europe listening. Just sent a sticker to Australia. That's pretty cool to see. And here's something I want to do. Go and subscribe to Compas on the Beat. COMPAS, like compadre. Compas on the Beat. Fernando Ramirez and Gilbert Manzano are 2 young reporters. They cover the Chargers. Gilbert for the Orange County Register, Fernando for Sports Illustrated. They just started a podcast. They're 3 episodes in, and they remind me of me 15 years ago. Real good episodes. They're figuring out their way. So go and subscribe, listen to them. They're really, really good as far as their hustle. And I respect people that have that kind of hustle and they get after it. So Compas on the Beat, can't recommend it enough. This past week, Fernando, the kid who lives in San Diego, was talking about going to community college and didn't know he could be a writer. Gilbert, same thing. So it kind of reminds me of me. A little tear in my eye, but, somebody's paying attention. We get after it. So that's what's going on with me. So last week's episode, people really liked it, where I just talked about myself for, 20 minutes? And people were like, oh, you didn't sound like you were preaching too much. And I wasn't. So there it is. All right, here we go. Today's guest joining us right now. Let me go and lock him in. I got him there. Got to the right. Boom! Eduardo! There it is. See, there he is. Eduardo Gomez. Eduardo.gomez.studio is his Instagram. How are you doing, man? Thanks for joining us today.
Good. Thank you so much for having me again. It's kind of been a wild ride.
Yeah. So the way it all started, as I mentioned in the beginning of the show, you were on my Instagram Live because I found you on Instagram because you were drawing Dodger stuff. And then you forget all about me. You end up on CBS with our guy, Chris Hayrie. And now you got a book. Dude, tell us about it.
Yeah. When I first started this project, I didn't really know what I was getting into. So, as the project kind of continued and they delayed the opening day, I knew that I realized that I was going to end up with quite a pretty big collection of works. So, 119 days later, I had this, entire body of work that I knew that I could do a lot more with. So, I set goals for myself to exhibit the work and also document it in a book. So the book, I should be getting them tomorrow, I believe. I'm getting the delivery. And, we're getting ready for the opening, which is on Friday, this Friday the 9th, which is Dodgers home opening day. So we're trying to get all the fans to come after the game to the gallery and check out the show because it's going to be fun.
All right, so let's start from where we're at right now to what's going on. So, wait, that's not that one. Where is it at? This is you right there, right? I'm showing the picture right now. It's you in your studio, and you just drew a bunch of Dodgers every single day. So last year during the pandemic, there was no baseball season, and all of a sudden, your background is you are an artist. You're like a legit artist. You're not a dude who's just drawing on Instagram. Like, you're legit professionally trained, and you started drawing a Dodger a day because we were all locked up. We couldn't go anywhere. And then it became a book. The wildest ride. Dude, how crazy is it that they're going to hand you a book?
Yeah, I mean, this is just one of the things that I've always wanted to do as an artist. And, as for someone that, loves books and art books, for me to publish my own is really exciting. It's something I've never done, but it's something that I'm looking forward to and just getting that work out there. Because, after this show, whatever work I sell, it's all going to be, they're all going to go to different homes, hopefully. So the collection will probably never be together again. So I thought it was very important for me to document them all and keep them all together in one cohesive book. So, that's really exciting for me. So I'm stoked.
How many pieces of artwork do you have?
I ended up with 119, and I'm doing one more last minute little sculpture. So this is gonna be 120 pieces, and plus I have a lot of archival Giclée prints that I did on some of the works. I did all the 2020 World Series champion Dodgers that I drew. I made limited edition prints as well. So we have some prints, the book, and all the original works for sale.
Yeah, it's 119 pieces of artwork, and here it is. I'm showing it on the YouTube page. That's the actual flyer for Friday night. It's going to be where exactly?
The show will be at Eastern Projects Gallery, which is in Chinatown. The address is right there at the bottom. I believe it's kind of black. I think it's 900 North Broadway. So we have a very special day planned that day because, like I said, it is Dodgers opening day. So we're gonna do like a game viewing opening, a soft opening. So while the game is on, you could come stop by the gallery, check out the show, watch the game. And then hopefully after the game's over, we'll have the official opening book signing, which will be around 4 to 5 all the way till we close. So we're trying to get everybody come down after the game. Come check out some work, some Dodger related artwork, for your champions.
Now, don't be those people who show up all loaded, all right? Don't be that guy. Don't be my friends. But it's an art show, but it's also not an art show where you got to be all bougie and all that other stuff. Come out there and enjoy it. A labor of love from a Dodger fan from Long Beach. What are you drinking right now, man? I know it's early. Some kind of...
I'm having my coffee.
Good.
Iced coffee right now.
Good. I woke you up early. I got my coffee too, bro. I got my,
Cheers.
A little cafecito for you right there. Okay, so the book, how much does it cost if somebody wants to buy it?
Well, the books at the gallery, we're gonna have them there. I think they're gonna be between $40 and $50. I still want to hold the book. I wanted to go through the book just to kind of finalize that, but it will be within that range. And like I said, they're all 119 works in the book. There's also an introduction by a legendary Hall of Fame broadcaster Jaime Jarrin.
That's awesome.
Who was nice enough to write the introduction for my book. Yeah, I'm super excited about that. Shout out to Jaime and to Andrew Jarrin, which is his grandson. So big shout outs to them. I also wrote an artist statement in there that talks a little bit about the work. There was a lot going on last year, and this work was very much about the Dodgers, but it's also more about COVID than anything else, because this series or this body of work would never exist if it weren't for COVID. Because I was the main, inspiration for this work was, this delay. That's something that we had never experienced before, and just kind of seeing how we were going to get past this. And it just became about a lot more than just the Dodgers. You had George Floyd, Black Lives Matter. You had a presidential election last year. There was so much going on. So this work kind of documents that era, that time in history that, was very, very kind of I don't know. It was just turbulent.
It was a what a year, what a time that we're living through right now, where you go and you have this, and it wasn't like you said, "Hey, I'm gonna go and start drawing a bunch of Dodger guys and create a book." It was because of the pandemic, you started doing this because we needed to pass the time, right? Is that
Yep.
essentially how it started for you?
Yeah, I mean, I was at a point as an artist where I just really wanted to challenge myself and get back on that daily grind. So for me, it was very important to kind of force myself to draw on the daily just to get into that routine. So when the pandemic hit and the Dodgers opening day was delayed, I thought that was a perfect opportunity for me to kind of challenge myself and do this, force myself to get back into that creative mode every day on the daily. Just like the same way a baseball player is,
Yeah.
on that daily grind. I felt I was in that same kind of boat as the players, and then getting into the routine of performing every day.
What was your routine for? I mean, you wake up every day and you say, "I'm gonna draw." Like a lot of people say, "I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna go run. I'm gonna go work out." They say a lot of things, but you forced yourself to do it. What was the process? Like, how long would it take you to finish a piece?
Well, normally it would take me between 3 and 5 hours
Oh my god!
to finish a piece. And, like we had discussed before, I mean, these works are ambidextrous works. So I'm a natural right-hander, and I drew these left-handed, and I came back and painted them right-handed. So, there was, I'd say, between 3 and 5 hours, and, plus the time it took me to kind of research and look for images that I wanted to use, and research other baseball cards that I kind of was creating my own. At some point, I began to do that. So I would say, yeah, between 3 and 5 hours. But my daily routine was just waking up. I took some time off of work. I still work 9 to 5. So I would just kind of prepare myself and do my research as to what I was going to draw that day. But once I started going back to work, it became a little more complicated because I had to dedicate 8 hours of my day to work and then still get home and execute and create a drawing that day.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna show some of it. You had, um, basically you were making them look like the baseball cards, and this is just what I'm showing on the Instagram on the YouTube right now. Is just some of the artwork that he had, and he would create or replicate a baseball card of players, and it started off in the beginning with just your guys that you grew up watching, right? Guys like from the 80s and 90s. I remember, I think one of the first ones that I saw was when you drew like Raul Mondesi and Antonio Osuna. I'm like, oh, those guys right there. Like that's when I
Hmm.
think I found you, and then I went and looked back at everything else you were doing. I'm like, this guy's awesome, man. So it was also like you're a big Dodger fan, so to draw this, how cool was that for you?
It was a fun project for me because, like I said, I'm a huge Dodger fan. I grew up watching the Dodgers. I remember the '88 World Series, and we're 32 years in between championships. So, I covered a lot of the players that I grew up watching between those 32 years. So, it was just exciting because, when I first started this series, we didn't know if there was going to be any baseball. We
Yeah.
didn't know if it was going to be a season. We didn't know the Dodgers were going to win the title. So for me, it was kind of it was just everything coming together. It was just felt right. I kind of feel like I gave the Dodgers some good mojo going into the season, with the series. Not trying to take credit for the title, but
You should.
it
You
just made
should.
it it made it that much more special to me that they won the World Series the year that I did this project. It's just very, very fortunate, and it was exciting.
Okay, like I'm gonna say it right now. You know me. I'm gonna take credit for everything that's not mine. So because of you, they won the World Series. Because of what you did, you know, nobody had ever drawn them before, and they didn't win the World Series. You start drawing them.
Well, Well, we never experienced this before, so it was very new to all of us. But I don't know. It just, we were close. We've been knocking on the door for years. We should have at least two
Yeah. Well,
titles.
you should have
You
drawn.
know,
You should have started drawing earlier. That's what it was.
I
That's what
should
it
have.
was.
I should
That's
have
what.
drawn in
Yeah.
2017.
Now, what 119 pieces of artwork that you did. I know you can't say, "Oh, I'm my favorite," but what were some of the cool ones that stick out to you?
Some of my personal favorites was the Ramon Martinez.
Do you have
one
one?
that I did early on. That one's a favorite. Also, the I did the Al Downing, which was a favorite, and I drew that one dedicated to George Floyd. Just it's just one of my favorites. The Kershaw I like a lot. The Kike. There's just so many different ones, and it's ironic that I ended up with 119 because 19, is a pretty iconic number there. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, it just felt like everything just kind of came together. It was like meant to be in a way. It's just really crazy.
Some of the ones that you had early on, you before you started doing the Dodger stuff, one of the first paintings I saw was you had the Chalino Sanchez, where you drew him, and for uh, Mexicans in Southern California, you're like, oh, you know about Chalino, so I'm showing that picture right there, and then
Yeah.
you Morrissey. So I was like, all right, Morrissey Chalino, that's in my wheelhouse. And then you had the Fernando on the cornflakes cereal box, and I'm showing the Ramon Martinez right now on YouTube with his Jerry curl and everything. You got the Vin Scully, you got the Jaime Jarrin. You started getting recognition for your work. It's not like you said, "Hey, I'm gonna go and start doing this for the Dodgers to pay attention for me." It was more of, "I'm an artist. You're a true artist right now." And to start getting recognition for your artwork, how has that been for you?
It's been great because, I took a kind of a break from making art after grad school. I was a little burnt out, and I just kind of took a break, and this was a way. And even before I started this series, I was already finding a way to get myself back. Like I said, on the working on a consistent basis. But this just for me is just it catapulted me into
Mm.
another level that I wanted to get to a lot faster than I expected to. So, it just goes to show for me, as long as I just keep producing, that good things will come. And that's one of the things I have to continue telling myself is just say, you know what, you always have that self doubt, even as
Mm-hmm.
a athlete, as an artist, it doesn't matter. There's always that kind of self doubt that you kind of have. And I'm trying to just push myself through that and tell myself, just keep working and everything else will come. And when I started this series, I I kind of played a lot of that through my head, saying, I don't know what I'm getting myself into here. I'm going into uncharted waters. There might not be a season. I didn't know if I was going to end up with 30 works or 365, but I was committed, and I was like, you know what? Whatever happens, just only good things could come. And here we are a year later, and my show opens this Friday, and my book is coming in tomorrow, and I'm just excited. I'm excited, to watch the game there within amongst the works, all in the gallery. And it's just exciting. It's exciting that the baseball season's back. We're defending champs now, and we're trying to get that back to back. So that'd be really nice.
That's pretty cool. You'll be able to see that Friday. Where do I have it? Friday, the Easter Gallery in Chinatown. You could see that. Check it out. Just of course, just follow Eduardo.Gomez.studio for all the information. You can see that. If you can't, like, tickets are hard enough to get to the game, so just go to the artwork, check it
Yeah,
out.
come watch the game with us. We'll be at the gallery. Get a
Exactly.
sneak peek of the show.
Now, how did you get a book? What's the deal? How did all that work out?
Well, the book, honestly, like I'm doing it all myself. I'm
Oh,
self-publishing, so I funded it. I sold some prints to try to raise money to get this book made. But right now, I'm self-published.
wow.
One of my best friends helped me put it together and with the layout and the design element to it. I had never done a book. I knew what I wanted, and it's. I think people are going to be excited. This book is for the fans by the fan. This is every Dodger that you probably grew up watching, or a lot of us, or I'm pretty sure I probably drew anyone's favorite Dodger in there for the most part because there's 119. So yeah, this book is like I said, it's for the fans and by a fan. So I'm just excited to get it out there. I'm gonna pitch it out to publishing companies to see if maybe we could get it, some kind of like legit publisher to pick it up and distribute it, nationwide or worldwide. I think it's a great book. I think it's an important series. Considering everything that was going on and what it's about. So we'll see. I mean, I can only hope. for people to pick it up and love it as much as I do.
See, Dodger fans, you're gonna spend $25 on a michelada and like and have no problem with it. It's like, oh, $40 for artwork. Well, I don't know. That's kind of a lot. Don't be that cheap fool who's like, oh no. Support one of your own. Mexican dude from Long Beach goes to art school, decides to draw a Dodger because we're the pandemic and we're stuck. A lot of us just started eating and just gained weight and did nothing else. And he said, I'm going to have a project of my own and not know when it's going to be done. You could have easily just quit halfway through and be like, whatever. Everybody started a podcast last year. Everybody started doing something last year. And then after 3 weeks, it's like, I'm done with this. This is hard. You kept at it and you're publishing your own book. Knowing a little bit about that world, dude, you're crazy.
It's
hard.
Not the first time I've heard that. That's not the first time I've heard that. But you know what? Like I said, I mean, the pandemic, it had its pros. Like a lot of people had the time to be creative and focus on whatever they wanted to focus on. And for me, it was perfect. I got to stay home, stay safe, and just be creative. And that for me was very liberating to be able to do that on the daily, just not worry about anything else and focus on this series and the project. And honestly, it wasn't difficult. The hardest part for me was toward the end where I was already getting burnt out. I was getting tired from, working. I'm an essential worker, and that's a lot of people didn't realize that. I'm an essential worker, so this was very, it was tough at times for me. I was working full time. And still coming home and putting in the work. So I had late nights toward the end. When opening day came last year, I was so relieved. I was just happy to be able to complete the series because, like I said, we didn't know if the season was going to be postponed. Like there was a time there where it didn't look good. The players and the owners were arguing about how much money they were going to get paid, and all these protocol with COVID. So there was just a lot of unanswered questions, and it was, I think it worked out. I think 119 was enough to, really get people's attention and really challenge me. I mean, I proved to myself that I could do it, and that was very important.
Now I know during anytime you would draw something, I try to tag either the player or somebody who was connected to him. Did any of the players that you drew reach out to you?
You know what? I had some that reposted, and that was great. Adrian Gonzalez reposted the drawing I did of him. Justin Turner. I had Daryl Strawberry comment on my piece. Oral Hershiser with Chris Hare. He gave me some feedback on his. Manny Mota, Jaime Jarrin. There's just a lot of players reached out, and even just giving that like or a comment or reposting was great for me. It's just exciting to know that they're they have eyes out there and are seeing these things. Hopefully they could all come out to the show and see them in person, because this show is like when you see it, it's just going to be like, as a Dodger fan, it's going to be eye candy.
So you have all 119 on display?
I'm actually, after this interview, I got to go to the gallery and start laying them out for the how we're going to hang them. But yeah, it's going to be all 119 of them.
Wait, is the picture of you on top of a crate? Let me see if I could find that. Is that what it looks like? Where this picture right here, is that it right there?
Oh yeah. So that stack, that's the stack of work. That was me at the gallery in the back room.
Oh my God.
So that stack, yeah, those are all the works, all framed, all 119 framed.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask dumb questions here. You have 119 pieces of art. Who paid for the framing?
Well, the gallery covers the framing.
Okay.
But as the work sells, we got to make sure we cover that framing first.
Yeah, because I have a bunch of stuff that I want to frame, but framing is expensive, bro. So I haven't done it.
It is expensive. People don't realize that how expensive framing is. But I think we got a pretty good deal, considering we're giving the guy 119 pieces of frame. We gave the guy some work, so I think he gave us a good deal.
Now, what size is that artwork? Like, what size is it?
The artworks are 11 by 15.
Oh wow.
The frame, it can be a little bit bigger than that, obviously. But yeah, they're 11 by 15. The original works.
Wow, so 11 by 15, ready to go. And are those pieces available to buy on Friday?
Yes, all the works will be for sale, all of them, and I believe they will all be the same price. The prices they'll be available there that day, but I believe they will all be the same price. So,
Okay, so if I want
if
to
you like Ramon
buy,
Martinez,
yeah,
or
so everything's the same price.
yeah,
Okay, how much are you thinking?
I think we're still figuring that out. I think
Okay,
we're still figuring that out, just because we got to take into consider the framing and all the time as well. But
like,
the framing alone is pretty pricey. But I don't know. I'd say somewhere around the $500 or $600 range.
good. That's cheap. You don't be like person who's like, oh, that's too expensive. You're buying custom one of one artwork. It's never going to be replicated. It's one of one, and it's pretty cool to see. And if you're a Dodger fan, you're supporting a fellow Dodger fan. And I'm not doing a commercial for Eduardo right now. This is just me speaking past. Like, I'm not going to buy one because I'm not that big of a Dodger fan. And but I can't recommend it enough, because if I was a huge Dodger fan, this is some of the stuff that I want to have. Like, forget that Scarface picture that you got on your wall. Like, go ahead and buy legit artwork, hand painted, hand drawn. You started off with the pencil, right? And then you finish with
Yep.
watercolor. Like, what are you
Yep.
gonna do? Like, you guys don't look. Like, I know my audience. You guys aren't gonna go buy a Monet or Picasso or anything other stuff, right? But if you know that you got a Dodger and you got Fernando Valenzuela on cornflakes, ¿qué más quieren? Go and do that. Support a dude, and and the minimum, buy the damn book. There you go. If you can go on StockX and buy Jordans for $600, you can go and buy a piece of work to help out a guy who had a labor of love. So that'll be on Friday. Check it out. That'll be really cool. I'm happy for you, man. I'm like I said, I met you on Instagram. Actually, I've never met you, but I met you on Instagram, just seeing your
Right.
artwork. Did an Instagram live, and then I remember telling my guys at CBS, like, dude, go talk to him. My guy Chris Hayrie came out, and I saw the other day you posted that you had a art show, and I'm like, dude, we got to do the podcast. We really got to do this right now, and I'm happy for you. Now let's go back to your story. You're not just some dude who like decided to draw and that's it. You have an actual art school background. You grew up in Long Beach, and then you grew where?
I grew up in Long Beach on the east side, so born and raised Long Beach. I went to Long Beach State for undergrad. You know, go Dirtbags.
There you go.
And then I went to California College of the Arts for grad school in
Oh
San
wow.
Francisco. I was out there for 3 years pursuing my master's degree, and I got that. I came back. I moved to San Francisco 2008. Came back 2011. I moved to Los Angeles. I didn't go back to Long Beach, but that's where I've been since. I've been here in Los Angeles, and just trying to do the most that I can in this city, take advantage of the resources and the opportunities and galleries, and I also DJ out here a lot. That's another one of my passions. So yeah, just trying to make it out here, just like everybody else. I'm just hustling and trying to grind my way through.
Well, the name of the podcast is Living the Dream. You're living your dream, because a lot of people say, I want to be an artist. And like, they try it and then they give up on it. Like you were talking about earlier, how it was frustrating and you were kind of like going away from it, but trying to stay in it. That frustration part, it seems like this Dodger a day saved you and kind of reignited your passion for your art.
Yeah, it definitely did. It got me back. I got into DJing, and that was a whole new kind of I guess art form for me, and it was exciting to do something new. And I always knew art was going to be there for me. It wasn't going anywhere. I've been doing it for so long, and like I said, I studied, and I've been drawing since I was a little kid. So I knew that wasn't going anywhere, and I knew it would be there for me whenever I went back. And this pandemic was just like the perfect opportunity for me. So I seized it, and I kind of ran with it. That's sometimes, as an artist, if you don't have ideas, you're struggling with concepts. Sometimes, you just jump on something and run with it, and it'll take you places. And this is what this did for me. even early on when I thought, oh, yeah, if I get enough of these works, I could put out a book. I thought that literally crossed my mind the first day I started this series. I thought about what this project, the potential that it had, and I said I'm gonna write it for as long as I can and do the most that I can with it. And here we are, like I said, a year later. My show's this week, my book's coming in.
Awesome.
I have these really nice print box sets that I did of the 2020 World Series champion Dodgers. I have those basically here ready to go.
Grab one. Let me see it.
Pre-order those.
Go grab it.
Yeah,
Let's see what it looks like.
Let me show you this thing. This thing is awesome. I'm really excited about this. Super excited on how this turned out. This is all custom made archival.
Dude, you can hear him taking the wrapping off. Oh, snap.
Let me turn
Wow.
it around. Oh, this way. So this is a box set. So if you open this,
what? You got gloves inside of it?
Yeah, so let me show you here.
So
we put on these gloves. This is all archival.
Uh-huh.
So we got these little nice gloves here. And this box set includes all the Dodgers that I did that were on the 2020 World Series title team.
Okay.
So it's a set of 17. These are archival J-Clay prints. Which
hold on. Speak English, bro. Speak English.
so
J-Clay?
This is a high quality print. So It's archival, which means it's not going to yellow or fade. The paper quality is amazing. It's actually better than the originals. But this set here, let me see if I can get it up here.
This is cool, man. This is cool. And these will be available to buy on Friday?
Yeah, these actually people got to pre-order these earlier. I may only have a couple left for the show.
Good for you.
I mean, this includes 17 of the Dodgers that were on the World Series title. All the prints are signed and numbered. So this one here, this is my set. You can see here it says AP on this side, I should say.
Uh-huh.
So that's an artist proof. This is my set. So you got 17 prints, and it starts from Dustin May, Chris Taylor. We have
now that's a must-have for Dodger fans right there. That is.
So Chris Taylor here.
Let me see the Urias one.
Oh, he's coming. He's right here. Oh, he pitched a gem last night too.
Yeah, he did. Wow, I gotta take a picture of this one. So if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, you gotta go check that out on the YouTube. It's at minute 32. Really, really cool. And these are the box sets that people can get for it. And there's a couple left. How much does that cost?
This one here, these were going for $500.
Perfect. Deal.
But like I said, it's a box set of 17. There's only 10 of these that I made.
That's awesome.
They're super legit.
That is awesome.
Really good quality. And for anyone who's a big Dodger fan, and I just did this to commemorate the championship team, because I mean, geez, we've waited long enough, right?
Look at Kenley, right? Looking good. Jensen. And I love the fact that you made it look like old school baseball cards from when we were growing up in the 80s and 90s.
Those cards were cool.
The Donruss, the Tops. Once they went to Upper Deck, I was lost because they got a little too expensive.
The Upper Deck were super nice.
The Tops, Walker Buehler. It's great, that box. Man, dude, I'm happy for you. I'm really, really happy for you. And I know some people are like, oh, $500. Stop it. It's art. That's what you're paying.
It comes out to $30 a print, so it's really not that bad if you think about it. For the quality that we have here and with the prints, I mean, these things turned out really great.
Yeah.
I was super excited. I got these boxes in, I think sometime last week, and they were delayed because of COVID.
Yeah.
But I was supposed to get them a lot sooner. But
Dave Roberts with the Topps card, that's cool. Like, this is kind of stuff that players should want to have, but they can't because they got to buy for it. Mookie Betts. There it is.
And these prints are 9x12, so they're a little smaller than the originals.
And you get gloves, though. You get gloves. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to keep the grease and the oils off of the prints.
Yeah, as Marco,
So
our good friend Marco 311, perfect for the man cave. Marco, you got 8 kids, bro. You are not buying this. Marco says, use the stimmy. You're right, Marco. You got 9 kids, so you probably got $8,000 coming your way. Max Muncy with it, so that's cool, man. That box set available for you, and like I didn't even know you had that right there. It's just a next level kind of thing, and it's cool. I'm happy for you, Eduardo, that you got this going on. It'll be Friday. Check it out, Eastern Gallery right there in Chinatown. I know exactly where it's at. It's a cool spot. I actually did a podcast there with Jorge Gutierrez, the guy who created Book of Life, Mexopolis.
Oh, nice.
I did. He was
Cool.
having
So
showing.
you've been to the gallery.
Yeah, I've been there. You know, I know.
Okay, so
I can get fancy. You know. But yeah, Jorge Gutierrez had his showing there after Book of Life. A lot of the characters that he had in the movie, his artwork, the stills were on display there, and it was really cool.
Nice.
I did a podcast with him there, and real nice guy. And I can't draw anything. I never could. I always got to see in art class. And for the ability to you guys do this and to be creative, and also for artists to continue to chase their dream when there's no money, there's no support, and there's a bunch of people telling you, "What are you doing with this life?" Like you got an MFA. Oh fuck! What are you gonna do with an MFA? Like how are you
In
gonna
art,
pay?
right?
Yeah, how are you gonna pay back your loans? Right? Because a lot of people.
Exactly.
How many people told you, "Hey, Eduardo, that's cool now, but come on, man, what are you doing here?"
Hey, like I gotta, like you said, I gotta pay back my loans. So, people come out, get a book, help me get out of that debt. No, actually, I wasn't too bad. I got help for grad school, which was kind of nice. But I was fortunate. But there's still a couple loans out there that I need to take care of.
Of course, sir. Of course, sir. Now, let me ask you a couple of these questions real quick. I'm gonna show the sheets that you had. Those are pictures that I took from your Instagram when they were all together. I didn't want to go one by one. Now, you live in Long Beach. I know there's not a mansion out there because there's no room in Long Beach anywhere. So you have all these prints everywhere. How did you store them? And were they just all over your apartment, or what's going on?
No, I kept them actually in these portfolios. These I had them all in here. They were protected.
Okay.
So these are just like it's a portfolio, just to kind of store work.
See, you're a real artist. You're a real artist. You're not like everybody else.
Yeah, yeah. I ended up filling up like almost 3 of these.
Wow.
For the 119. So I had them protected. They were in they were staying away from sun and all that stuff. But yeah, I kept them all in there, so they were good.
All right. Now, how many of your friends and family? Hey, man, let me just get one.
No one, thank God.
Really?
Thank God, no one. Yeah, because it's just sometimes people don't realize, the time and effort that it takes to do something like this. And it's this is what I went to school for. This is what I study. This is my bread and butter right here. So it's time for me to make something out of this and really try to get mine. After so long and after putting in so much time. So yeah, there's some people that sometimes they'll ask, "Oh, can I get this?" or "Can you do this for me?" And it's it's flattering for them to ask you, but at the end of the day, it's like,
it's business.
What am I going to get out of this? Because that's my time, and my time is it's valuable. And that's one of the things that as an artist you have to do, is you kind of have to figure your worth. You have to put a price on your work, and sometimes it's difficult because a lot of people, they don't understand everything that goes into making art, or putting yourself out there, because everyone's a critic. There's always gonna be haters, and like I said before, this work wasn't just about the Dodgers. It was more about COVID than anything. Yes, there's Dodgers all over it, and I understand that, but it's also more about COVID, about just us as society and in the world. It was just crazy time, and this is also was about hope, perseverance, just everything. It just it was just, last year was just crazy, and it was such a blur too. I felt that it just it flew by. And toward the end, when I finished this project, even now, I was just like, wow, I can't believe I actually like went through it and did it, because looking back now, it's like, man, it was just a blur.
Now I'm showing on the screen you started doing some watercolors, and you have one of Fernando where that's just really cool. How hard is it to do something like that?
Well, for me, it's not that difficult to, when you go to school and you study, and the first thing they try to teach you to do is to draw realistic. That's the goal. You draw a still life, you draw a model, you want it to be realistic. You want to draw what you see. It's drawing from life. But as you kind of grow as an artist, you kind of try to want to find your own voice. So for me, when I got to grad school and I got to experiment, I started drawing with my opposite hand, because I just thought it was more interesting. The line work was better. It was just kind of more, it was unapologetic. It was just whatever I put down, that was it. I wasn't going to go back. It was just kind of me going out on a limb and trying to find my own style. So when I stopped drawing with my right hand and started going left-handed, I started having a lot more fun too, because it was liberating to not try to render things realistic, it was becoming too much work, drawing in that style. So I just tried to find my own voice, and I started drawing left-handed, and I just began abstracting things overnight, because me drawing with opposite hand, I abstracted the image that I was doing automatically. It was instant, overnight abstraction. And for me, it was exciting.
It's, dude, once again, I'm just jealous of people with talent, and let alone people like you that can do that and figure it out. But it's not like you just learned it overnight, people. Years and years of training. All right, question from Marco311. Do you have them for the consecutive Rookie of the Years? Carroll's, Piazza, Mondesi, Nomo, Hollingsworth. Yeah, he did.
They're all in there.
They're all in there. Now, Marco,
oh, man, I had to do.
Yeah, because Marco asked a question, so you better buy one, Marco. Don't be that guy. No, but you did.
I told myself when I was doing this series, okay, I got to do some Hall of Famers, of course. I got to do some managers, some broadcasters. I got to do some MVP, Cy Youngs, Rookies of the Year. I had to do those four, or five. I grew up watching those five guys. It was Carroll's, Piazza, Mondesi, Nomo, and Hollingsworth, and I grew up watching those guys. They were all fun to watch. But yeah, I had to draw them. I didn't draw them consecutively, but they're in the series.
Of course, they're the series. If you start asking, oh, did he do? Yes, it was 119 of them. People, he had to go back, and he had Maury Wills. He had everybody in there. So Don Newcomb was cool. So go and check it out. Eduardo.gomez.studios is Instagram. The show is on Friday at Eastern Studios in Chinatown. You could
Eastern Projects Gallery.
That's right. There it is. Put Eastern Chinatown. You're gonna find it. You don't have tickets to the game. Don't even act like you do. You don't. So go to the gallery, watch it with the real Dodger fan, check it out, walk around, admire it, and buy an artwork, buy a piece, or buy a book, do something, support the dude, or just, you know what? Cash App, tip him, bro. Like, take care advantage of him. And but once again, go onto the Instagram page and share it. You never know.
Yeah, the nice thing about the show is, like, if people, I understand, like, some people don't have the resources to buy an original, but I am going to have still limited edition prints, and the prints are a lot less. I think those are going to be 50, and plus we have the book with all of them. So if you get the book, you have all 119 right there. So there's other options there for people.
There it is. Like I said, you could afford the micheladas, you could afford a print. And the print lasts longer, and the michelada don't. So we'll take care of you. Eduardo.gomez.art. Go and check him out. Eduardo, appreciate it, man. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for sharing, my story, my work. It's an honor to talk to you, to be on here. And, same with like CBS with Chris, and KTLA came through too.
Oh, nice.
It's just fun. It's just exciting. It just makes me feel like, this is what I should be doing. And this is what I need to be doing. So, thank you so much. It's an honor. I look forward to hopefully seeing you on Friday. Come through. We have a media soft opening.
Okay, all right. So like, I don't go do bougie media stuff because that's just not my style. But is there like a special time that media can go?
Well, that's the thing is when we're doing when we're doing the game viewing, we're kind of saying that's like a soft opening because
Okay.
if people want to come in early and watch the game, they can, or kind of get a sneak peek of the show. We're gonna be there.
What time?
But the
What time?
official opening, when opening day,
Man, I'm looking
when
at
the
my
game
schedule.
starts. Look, it's all good, man. We're gonna be
No,
up
no,
for a
no,
whole month.
no. Oh,
So
it's a whole month, not just one day.
yeah, the show. No, most art shows they run for a month. So my work will be up there for the whole month of April.
Okay, what hours, what times? Say all that stuff.
The gallery hours, I'm not 100% sure on yet. I don't know if they're doing special hours because of, COVID. I know
Uh-huh.
we are on Friday going to be at 50% capacity from what I understand. And, if people come out, we just asking people to be patient if there's a line. We're going to try to get everybody in there to check out the show. But yeah, we'll be open up for the rest of the month. So those that can't make it on opening day, you have the whole rest of the month to check out the show. So
Okay.
you got all April.
All right, so Dodger a Day Eastern Projects in Chinatown. It's on Broadway, space 1090. It's a what is it? 90
It's
North.
right on the corner.
Right on the
They
corner.
can't miss it.
You can't miss it. I'm gonna go Friday, so I'm looking at my schedule right now. So you're gonna be the game's at 1.
We're gonna be there from 1 pretty much till the gallery closes, which I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
Maybe 9. If it's cracking, we might go till 10 or 11.
No,
I don't know.
so on Friday I'm doing a high school game. I'm doing a Sarah at Bishop Amat. So I gotta be in the 626 early, and then I'm playing golf in the morning because I gotta golf. So
Hey,
after I
we'll
golf,
be there all month.
I'm going Friday. I promise you right now, I'm going Friday. After I golf on
All right.
Friday, I'm gonna go to the gallery. What do you drink?
Lately I've been on some hazies.
Hazy,
I've been drinking those one shoot hazies. Those are really good. But
Okay.
I mean, I'm open to anything.
All right, so you're a hazy.
I know you got your IPAs over there, your hazies.
Yeah,
I know you know your stuff.
I know. I got my new sponsor is Tío Rodrigo Micheladas. Tío
Sounds
Rodrigo.
good to me.
Tío Rodrigo Michelada. This is a mango version. I got the green one somewhere. I got the fuego one. So I'll bring you some Tío Rodrigo Micheladas. Tío Rodrigo.
Awesome. Sounds good.
This is the mango version. This one is actually 4.5%. I don't have any of my beer, the Mic Drop. I don't have any of those. But
Dude,
I
we'll walk around the gallery. I'll show you the show, and we'll have a michelada in hand.
Yeah,
and
all right.
you could hear the game.
That's
Watch
what
the
I'm
game.
I'm gonna do. I also got some slow brew, some Cali Squeeze Hefweizens, so we could bring some
Sounds
of
good,
those.
too.
All right, so I'll bring you an assortment of beers on Friday for you to drink, and I'll take care. So I'm promising you right now, I will be there Friday. On my way to go do that Bishop Amat game. So I will be there. So if you guys want to watch the Dodger game with me, come hang out. And if you do show up, bring your own beer for me. Eddie Aguilera. Oh, Eddie, why don't you show up and bring us beer? Because I know you got a bunch of fancy craft beers. So we'll take care of it.
Here, another thing that the gallery owner told me is that depending on if there's a line, that they're going to be giving priority to people with their COVID shots, the vaccines. So if you guys have your vaccine cards,
Yes.
or put it on your phone. They're giving priority for people with vaccines. So, and we're still asking people to wear their masks. Just so, we still got to keep it safe. And hopefully we'll be able to have a good opening day, get a W, and check out the show, and it'll be fun. I'm excited.
That's awesome, man. Eduardo Gomez Art, eduardo.gomez.art. Go and follow him, support him. Thanks again, man. Appreciate it. And it sounds like you're living the dream, bro. You're living the dream right now.
I'm just trying to, I'm trying to live the dream here, man. That's it. Just trying to stay hustling and grinding, and hopefully good things will continue to happen.
And I'm going to go find you. We're going to go to a Long Beach State baseball game soon because we have a coach. Eric Valenzuela is going to take care of us. I don't know if they're loud crowds, but we'll just stand in left field over the fence and just have a couple beers back there. All right, bro. We'll talk to you soon.
Bags.
There you go.
All right, man.
All right, bye.
Talk to you later, Beto. See you Friday.